Well, as I said before, I'm trying to get used to the idea of kids running over my head. And on occasion, I've asked the parents, there was no way to put it, but could you please teach them to walk inside and maybe allow them to go to the park or outside? We have a little park area outside of our door. They don't go to the little park. They run back and forth in the apartment. So when I asked if she could teach her child to maybe walk on the inside and run on the outside, that got relayed to the landlord that I was talking to her loud and in a rude manner. But really, she was talking to me loud and in a rude manner. And when she and I spoke to the landlord together, she spoke in Spanish, and the landlord said that she was translating to me. But the lady that is in question speaks English. So what blows my mind is when Hispanic or Mexican people speak English real well while they're in front of your face and you are part of the conversation. They go back and forth from English to Spanish real fast. And you're only going to be getting translated, I feel, of what the person wants you to know. So I let it be known that I was recording the conversation. And she said, oh, you can go to Google Translate and see what she was saying. But from her persona, it seems like to me she was saying more than what I was being told. And I do feel some kind of way about not knowing Spanish and where this is going, for me here. On the job, I'm outnumbered. In my living situation, I'm outnumbered. And I see a practice with the landlord where she can, when she's talking to me, see my point of view and say things like, well, I don't even know why they're in that apartment because they should be in a bigger apartment. Then to her, I don't know what she's saying about me. She indicated that I guess I would have to tolerate the noise because after 10, I'm supposed to tolerate children running back and forth until 10 p.m. I don't feel like that's reasonable, but I'm trying to cope and go on from here. Now, I'm suggesting that I spend money to get her a carpet so that will buffer the noise some, and even a vacuum so she can vacuum and clean it. What bothers me most is how we were communicating in the first place. See, I spoke to her with respect. Every time I said something, she cut me off and raised her voice at me. And I just kind of feel like that's her not having respect for me. She just told me, yeah, my little girl is scared of you and she was vomiting and crying and this and that. What did you tell your little girl about me? That's pretty annoying. But I like kids and would not speak to a child or their parents in a disrespectful manner. And I don't want to be spoken to in a disrespectful manner. And that's why I have recorded every conversation that I had with her. because I expected that she would lie. Why I thought that, I don't know. But I thought that, and sure enough, here she is. So I'm trying to cope with my Texas experience. I didn't come down here to live in a poor neighborhood. And I definitely didn't come down here to live in a druggy neighborhood. And basically, I got to get myself out of this situation. What I think I may have to do in addition to getting her the carpet, she decided that she'll buy her own carpet. But I want to help her pick that out because I don't want her to buy something that's too small and not efficient for our needs. Because I need something to buffer the noise in most of her living room because her living room is above mine. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to need some of those earplugs and the earmuffs to keep the noise out of my ears, and just do whatever I can to get through it because I'm editing my story to publish on Kindle, and I just need some peace to think. Some peace. I don't expect people to be walking around like hermit crabs, like on their tiptoes. Walking is reasonable, but running is too much. But when she told the little girl, whatever she told the little girl to make her afraid of me, there's a lot of people in the world that are afraid of black people. And it's because of stereotypes that they've seen on TV or heard from each other. And I'm watching myself now. Now when I walk out my door, I need to be recording until I get away from this place. Because I don't trust my experience here. And I've had this type of experience before when I lived in Austin, down on, I was south of the city, deep kind of south. I can't remember the name of the street. But I remember every now and then somebody would try to run me over with a car. So it was so much that I would end up recording when I went to the store, because what if somebody actually ran me over and I had to get their license plate? I feel like it's a prejudice situation or racist. It feels very uncomfortable. But maybe this type of subject will come up in another book. Right now I'm focusing on my childhood and trying to publish a book about that.